She named him Moses, saying, I drew him out of the water. I drew him out of the water. I drew him out of the water. I ain't ready to close just yet. But if I had to close right now, I would simply say, Moses, you had to know you was going to cross the Red Sea because your name means I drew you up out of the water. I want to minister very quickly from the thought, I've survived this before. I've survived this before. The reason why I wanted to go back and read that to you, because you're not going to really understand the purpose for your life until you accept everything you've been through. You are not going to understand that what you're in is not going to kill you until you draw the parallel from what you're in to what you were once in before. In other words, if you want to know if you're going to survive this, look at what you survived before. Moses, you've been in a sea before. You were in the Nile. Moses, you've had people looking at you before to see if you were going to make it despite what you were in. So if ever you want to know, are you coming out of this, you just need to look at what you've already come up out of. That's why you've got to learn how to stop despising what you've been through. That's why the Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. Don't despise what you've been through. Don't despise what you survived. But if we're not careful, we got a church full of angry, bitter, broken people. You're angry, you're nasty, you're broken, and you're bitter because you don't understand that everything you've been through has prepared you for where God is taking you. Come here, David. Testify to how you were the only somebody that knew how to defeat Goliath. Why? Because you were also the only somebody who had to wrestle with the lions and the bears on the backside while your brothers was on the front side. What are you angry about that God never meant to make you bitter? He allowed it to make you better. See, there's some things that you've been through, and you've allowed it to make you bitter. And that's why you're stuck. But if you can ever get to the place like Joseph and reconcile within yourself, you meant it for evil, but the Lord has used this for my good, you're going to begin to love everything you've been through. Because you're going to see how it was needed. Bitter people are people that don't understand that what you've been through is a necessary ingredient for your purpose. Don't care what you've been through, God can use it. Don't care how painful it was, God can use it. I don't care that you didn't like it, God can use it. Your strength is found in all the hell you've been through. So the Bible says in verse number 13, watch this. It says, now they found themselves in a precarious situation. They found themselves right smack dab in the middle of the Red Sea. They found themselves in a situation that they should not be able to come up out of. Can I tell you something? What you've been through is nothing more than a seed for your purpose. Watch this, because in chapter number 2, it was just Moses that was in the water. But in chapter number 14, he got a whole lot of people that are behind him. Can I tell you something? What you've been through is not just for you. It's for the people who are coming behind you. So Moses answered the people. He said, do not be afraid. Stand firm. In other words, be unmovable. Understand that God is going to do it. I don't care what the circumstances look like. I don't care what the circumstances feel like. I don't care who's projecting your defeat. Stand firm. And you will see the deliverance, watch this, that the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. See, there's some circumstances that you're looking at right now, and God is saying if you could just learn how to stand firm. That's why the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And watch this, and he should not think that he's going to get anything from the Lord. Why? Because in order to get your deliverance, you're going to have to learn how to stand firm. No matter who likes you, No matter who comes against you, no matter who's talking about you, you've got to learn how to stand firm. So the Bible says, Moses says to them, he said, stand firm and watch this, and you will see. That's why David said, listen, I would have fainted lest I believed I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. The reason why half of y'all are fainting is because you don't believe you're going to see God's goodness. But the woman of God just got done singing, great is God's faithfulness. The problem is we get into the middle of our situation, we get into the middle of our problem, we get into the middle of our circumstance, and we start talking about God. Because see, in the middle, that's when it's going to look like he's abandoned you. That's why Jesus called out from the cross. He said, Father, why have you forsaken me? See, it's the place that it looks like you're going to die that you feel that God has forsaken you. But can I tell you something? Where you are is not where you're going to finish.